Michelle Meow, host of the Michelle Meow Show, your A through Z, covering the LGBT, LMNOP, and everyone in between, and in partnership with the Commonwealth Club of California and KBCW San Francisco Bay Area. Thank you so much for being here with us. We are so excited for CAAMFest Forward and have lots and lots of cool information for you and what's coming up for the festival. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you to Masashi Niwano, who's the Festival and Exhibitions Director for Center for Asian American Media. Masashi, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much, Michelle, for being here and being officially part of the CAAMFest experience.
Yes, I'm so excited and have seen some trailers for some films that will be premiering, and I'm super excited for it. And you have all the information for us of what's to come. Let's start out by talking about the festival itself. What should we expect?
Well, so first off, I want to welcome everyone who is watching. Hello, we are so excited for our upcoming festival, CAAMFest Forward. You know, for us, we did a festival in May with APA Heritage Month. And we still had so many amazing films and programs that we wanted to do in 2020. It's such a big year and for so many reasons. So CAAMFest Forward is our opportunity to celebrate filmmakers, to celebrate new stories that are coming out. And for us, as we were programming the festival, we were thinking of different things that we could do that could really serve our communities, whether locally or internationally. So we are doing a drive-in experience that I'll talk a little bit more about. And also we are doing live virtual events. You know, I think one of my favorite things about a film festival is us coming together, watching a film together, wherever you are, and able to converse with that filmmaker collectively. So we have a good amount of live events that I can talk about soon. And then we have our on-demand, we're calling it CAAMFest On Demand. We have over 30 films available on demand. And one of the benefits, one of the things we heard about in May was people wanted to participate in the festival, but the timing didn't work for them, or they really wanted to see a film. But again, the timing was tricky, especially for our friends on the East Coast or overseas. So we have these films, over 30, that are on demand. So from the beginning of our festival to the very end, people can watch them at their own convenience.
Masashi, really quick, I know that it's been a challenging year for many of us, for all of us really, but in the film festival world, you know, how has kind of pivoting to a virtual experience, how has that impacted festival goers and CAAMFest itself?
Yeah, I mean, so the two sides of that for the audiences, I hope that people are able to absorb culture, watch new films, do all of that virtually. I'm hoping, because there's a lot of great things out there. These films that we programmed, I'm hoping will inspire people when you're feeling down or feeling lost. A lot of these films talk to that. You know, we were looking for really kind of positive films for the community. So I hope they can find it. On our end, you know, putting together, you know, our tagline for our festival is film, music, and food. And a big part of that is the in-person experience, right? It's let's watch films, let's have music and food together. So having to recreate that in the virtual world was hard at first. But I think, you know, it's been a crash course for so many festival and cultural arts organizations, learning how to create that engagement online that you want to have. For me, one of the most important things is for these filmmakers is that they have an opportunity to connect with audiences, and you, like myself, I hopefully with my amazing team can create a platform that can create that kind of healthy, exciting communication that we want to have. So it's been tricky, I would say that. You know, one of the benefits is through this, there are things that I did pre-COVID-19 that I'm so happy I'm doing now. For example, I am now fully in communication with the other film festivals here in the Bay Area. All of the Asian American, Asian Canadian festival, we have been on monthly, weekly calls with each other because it's a new world. And I think this is a great opportunity for many of us to redesign it a little bit, right? And so we as organizations communicating with each other and sharing our ideas and thoughts, I'm hoping that it's going to make for a even more sustainable, healthy festival world for all moving forward.
That's so incredible. Well, I know for sure a film lover like myself appreciates the work and efforts of folks like you who continue to bring our communities together. And so let's get into maybe talking about some exciting stuff to come. I know that there's even a trailer.
Yeah, so I think, you know, the beginning point of all of our festival is our creative campaign. We always work with a firm to help us kind of visually express the enthusiasm, the tone, the excitement of our festival. This year, we are working again with Otherwise. It's in a great San Francisco-based organization, Irene and Julie. The team there, I've been working in communication with them for over 10 years. So this trailer and campaign that they designed, you can see it here too with the background. If you go to our website, caamfest.com, all of those visuals is Otherwise. I give them a big shout out. Thanks to Allison Chang, who's an editor, we created our festival trailer, and you all will be the first people to see it. So let's play that now.
That was so beautiful. That was so great. You know, one thing, Masashi, I mean, you know, seeing that trailer almost makes me want to cry, and I get emotional just because I think also you know, the inclusion, the representation of our community is so important. You mentioned earlier about a drive-in, and of course, many of us are pondering where do we go from here in terms of being able to finally, you know, sit somewhere and see a movie other than your home or somewhere more private. Tell us about the drive-in.
Yeah, and just before I talk about the drive-in, I just wanted to kind of echo what you said. It is an emotional time, I think, for a lot of people. You know, as a programmer, as I mentioned earlier, curating films is different right now because I think there's so much anxiety, stress in the world. It makes me, you know, it changes my framing of what kind of films do I think the audience, our audiences, but also the community should see and watch right now. And we wanted a trailer that kind of captured the feel of right now, but also kind of hints and points at there is a future, and we got to remember that. We got to be optimistic. And hopefully through storytelling and culture, that will help us get through a lot of this right now. Drive-ins, yes. So I am such a big fan of drive-ins, and I should say, you know, CAAMFest and film festivals is all about that, the in-person experience. Now, after the pandemic, I do think we'll probably do still some more virtual stuff online because we found some really great things about doing things virtually for people. But since the beginning of COVID, I think every festival organization thinks about when can we get back to that in-person experience. When a film festival, for me, is a community event, right? When can we get together? I haven't seen so many of the people in the film festival world, our audience members, our volunteers, all the local filmmakers and talent that I always see. I've missed them so much. And I think when this opportunity came our way, we were so excited. So next week, October 14th and 15th, we'll be at Fort Mason Center. I want to thank the amazing people at Fort Mason. They've been so kind, and they had to quickly put together a pop-up drive-in. So people who have been to Fort Mason, there is not a built-in drive-in experience. They have been doing some screenings now, and some of our friends and partners, the Jewish Film Institute, SF Film, have been using Fort Mason for drive-ins. We have 2 full days there. So both days, we have 2 programs a night. So if you purchase a ticket, that will get you access for the entirety of the evening. We hope you stay from 6 p.m. to the end of the night together. Day one, we will be having a celebration of Filipino American History Month. So we have 2 world premieres. One of them is the world premiere of a CAAM production called Lea Salonga, live at the Sydney Opera House. And this is a live concert with Lea Salonga, the one and only. I'm doing a Q&A with her this week, and then we're gonna add it later. I'm so excited to finally get to talk to Lea. She's one of my heroes. But this is a beautiful live concert with her. And it's going to be paired with the world premiere of 7,000 Miles, Homecoming. This is like a road trip music documentary about Bay Area rapper Ruby Ibarra, who has played at our festival so many times, including May. We're all such big fans. And when I was talking to the filmmaker, they told me they toured, Ruby and her band toured back to the Philippines, learn about their roots, but also play for local communities there. And that blew my mind. I was like, that is so exciting. Did anyone capture that? And she's like, yeah, I did. And we're making it a documentary. So on day one, we're gonna world premiere that documentary as well. So together, again, if you come, I hope people come out to our opening night. You will see both pieces. And actually we do have a trailer for 7,000 Miles. We can play that, and then I'll just quickly talk about our second night at the drive-in.
For those of you who've never heard of me before, my name is Ruby Ibarra, and I have here with me in the Philippines my new band that we just formed together called the Balikbayans. We are a group of 8 musicians, all 100% Filipino American.
There's some crazy Filipinos in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Manila. For your safety, please remain seated.
After an album called Circuit 91, it really was my intent and my dream to be able to bring the music back here.
I can't wait to see that film. It makes me super also proud, like San Francisco Bay Area. I know that, the Filipinx pride in the San Francisco Bay Area is real strong.
No doubt. We're excited. Ruby's going to be there. A lot of the people in the documentary who made it or in it will be at the drive-in. You may be able to see them through the car windows. But yeah, definitely for us, this festival, there is such a big thread for local filmmakers. I think that's one of the most important things. There's such amazing talent here in the Bay Area. So giving them a platform is one of my favorite things to do. But also the Filipino American community. We have, I think, over 10 films that celebrate the Filipino American community. So including a lot of local films. So yeah, it's both of those are big threads at this year's festival. So we'll continue to talk about our drive-in experience. Day 2 is a celebration of Hong Kong cinema. So we are partnering with our partners with the Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office. I want to thank them for their amazing support. The second night of our festival on October 15th, we will be playing 2 feature Hong Kong films. The US premiere of a film called My Prince Edward. The director Norris Wong, this is her feature film, and she has won so many amazing awards. This is a film that we were initially going to play in May with our in-person festival. And so I've been thinking about this film for way too long. And so when this drive-in came up, it was one of the first films. I was like, oh, I want to see this on the big screen. It's paired with A Simple Life, which is a film by Anne Hui, master filmmaker from Hong Kong. The pairing together, I think, really works well. It's the 10-year anniversary of A Simple Life. It's just a profound, beautiful film. We actually have a trailer for that, but we're going to watch that in a little bit. But I mentioned that both nights, aside from the film screenings, there's concessions. There are definitely safety protocols, so everything is safe. It's very important for us. But when you come, there'll be food. Again, you'll reconnect hopefully with the community and see some really amazing films. Yeah,
Speaking
and
of
then
amazing films, did you want to talk about Coming Home Again?
yeah, absolutely. So on day 3, our opening night is Coming Home Again, and this is our opening night for our virtual festivals. So I should mention from day 1 to the last day of our festival, again, all of our on-demand films are available. But for our scheduled programs, that the virtual stuff starts on Friday the 16th after the drive-ins. So our opening night is Coming Home Again. This is a film that premiered at TIFF, directed by Wayne Wang, who is one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. One of the first films that I saw with Asian Americans was Chan is Missing. And just, it was a film that forever changed who I am. Of course, other films like Joy Luck Club and so many others make Wayne such an important figure in the media landscape. 2 years ago, we produced this film with Wayne. It's based off a short story by Chan Ray Lee that was published in the New Yorker. And the film we all collectively shot in San Francisco. And I've been on many sets, but this set felt so different. Like when we filmed this, it was a scrappy team of cam staffers, people within our community, Wayne and other kind of veteran kind of filmmakers in there as well. I think we all understood the gravity and the power of the story, and we wanted to do right with it. So everything I see on the big screen or in the film itself is it's really magical. I'm excited that this is our opening night film. It stars Justin Chon, who is a great actor. I'm putting it on my resume. One of my favorite things was during the shoot of Coming Home Again, I was his personal chauffeur, which really meant I would drive him to Benu, where he would train with amazing chef Corey Lee, taught him how to do the fundamentals of like prepping Korean cuisine, because the film itself has a lot of Korean food elements in it. So if you're a foodie, you should definitely watch this. But taking him to and from the restaurant, watching him train, he's so, his acting, his performance is so important that he took it so seriously. Getting to get to know him was really amazing. We have a trailer for Coming Home Again, so we can play that. But once again, we're thrilled. This is our opening night film, and I've been thinking about this film and so excited we can finally play it for a long time now. So let's play the trailer.
You know that you're the favorite.
I don't care.
I made a mistake about Exeter. You should be with us for that time. I never should have let you go there.
I've always thought it was particularly cruel that the cancer was in her stomach. And for a long time, she couldn't eat. I'd taken a leave from my job in New York to help take care of my mother. My mother's specialty was kalbi. She would take a thick slab of short ribs and slice with great care so that the bone fell away. Though not completely, leaving the flesh connected to the bone. The meat needs the bone nearby, she said, to borrow its richness. Tonight would be New Year's Eve. I was going to make my mother the meal she always cooked for me when I came home from school. You don't have to call anymore. I've made my decision. I'm not coming back.
Your mother has suffered so much. I think we should let her go.
Absolutely not. Appa, that's ridiculous.
Who's gonna cook? Who's gonna do laundry? Appa can't even make ramen. My job is to be your son. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. No, I can't do this.
I really, really, really want to see that one.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
as you talked earlier about kind of where we're at right now, I think it's I get a little teary watching that trailer. It just reminds me of the
I
film. I think
know.
it's a really good film for now in that it is to a certain extent about this family that are together in this house, and kind of day to day getting through it. In the film itself, the mother has cancer, so he's making sure she's okay and coming home to take care of her. But there is this sense of sadness, of the situation, but they find time to laugh. They find time to be inspired by each other, to move forward as a family in a way that, I don't know. It's a very special film, and I'm excited people can see it.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait. We'll be there. You mentioned A Simple Life earlier, and so we're taking questions from the audience. Would love to see the trailer for A Simple Life as well.
Yeah, and I should mention, so A Simple Life is a unique film for us at the festival because we're playing it at the drive-in. So if you want to see it again on the big screen, if you've seen the film, I've seen the film many times, but I've never seen it on the big screen, so I will be sitting in one of those cars. But you can see the drive-in, but you can also see it on demand. So this is one of the titles that you will see there, along with all the other films. So again, if you purchase a pass, it will get you access to so many films, including A Simple Life. And we have a trailer, so let's play it and remind people about this powerful film.
誒，土姐好耐唔見喎，
好耐冇食牛脷。
你又想再通波仔啊？芝士又唔得，鹹。
你咁講過，你搞到我前屋企人成日叫咗俾你。
仔你係當寶，我你就當草。
我聽人哋講啊，地區咧有個老人婚姻介紹所，100蚊人即買個希望啦。我聽佢講咧，英叔追你喎，係嘛？
我唔驚㗎，肉隨砧板上啊，幾大燒賣燒賣啦。我喺呢度好㗎啦，有人照顧我嚇。你去邊啊？你去邊啊？哇！如果你阿爸喺度就好啦，開心死佢啊！見到咁樣，
會唔會啊？
會。
It was like a little gnat flying around.
Oh.
Also watching the trailer with me. It seems like, gosh, there are some great perfect picks and perfect timing with where we're at. And so excited for CAAMFest forward. We just have a couple more minutes. I don't know if you want to try to take a question or two from the audience.
Yeah, I think while we wait, I did, earlier we got some questions, so I can answer some of those as well. You know, the VOD is newer to CAAM. I think other festivals have done it, so you might be familiar with how it works. But one of the things I wanted to say is there's so many films on our CAAMFest On Demand, and I wanted to kind of talk through as a curator. So one of the most important things for me was to have a real diversity of programs there, and A Simple Life is a great example of an international feature. We have many of those for people who are interested in what is happening overseas and what new films are being created. We also have a lot of great short films that we have put in these unique shorts programs. The topics really range from experimental films, global films by women filmmakers, LGBTQIA films, films from the BIPOC community. I tried, and our team has tried, to really think of all the different things in the world, films by BIPOC communities, and what are films there that can really broaden how we see our Asian American community. Lots of docs, a lot of docs about activism, about social justice. So again, I think that On Demand, I hope people will participate, take a look at the films. There's a lot of great stuff there. And again, we have so many live programs at this year's fest. A majority of our filmmaker conversations, and we're doing a filmmaker symposium for people who really want to learn what is the legacy of Asian American cinema and where we see the future. Let's pray there's a post-COVID future for Asian American cinema, but even in all of this, what is going to evolve? What can we do together? A lot of those programs are free for the community. So today is a big day, and the reason why we're talking to you today is that today, pretty much after this conversation this afternoon, our tickets and RSVP goes live to the general public. So for anyone who is interested out there in participating, later today on our website, you'll be able to do that. Again, so many are free programs. We want to bridge our communities, bring everyone together. We have a few ticketed ones as well, where you will get to meet those filmmakers and have, yeah, I'm really excited. It's weird to me. I think Corona brain for me is like, time is weird. I don't know about you, Michelle. Like, I don't know how your brain is working these days, but the festival is hitting us so quickly. And,
yeah.
I've been in talks with these film. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, how is my brain operating and working?
Oh, yes.
Good
question.
It's on autopilot, and at the same time, though, I will say when it feels like everything's closing in, or you feel a little bit of despair, having events like this or communities and spaces in which we can come together and we're continuing to tell our stories. I think that there is the hope in that. And so, yeah, I think we are going to have that day where we come together again, and it's going to be a rejuvenating feeling of being connected in a different way. Yeah. So I can't believe it, but we've already have spent half an hour into our program, and you've done a fabulous job talking about all these fantastic films that's coming up for CAAMFest Forward. And so live today, we can get passes, we can get tickets.
Thank you. And thank you. Yeah, I think we're pretty much out of time. Michelle, I want to thank you so much. I said this before this call, but I couldn't think of anyone else really who I want to talk to right now about our festival and what's happening. We've been in communication for a while, so I'm really happy this happened. I do want to say as a closer, as I mentioned, our brains, I have been in communication with these filmmakers, the artists, the subjects in a lot of these stories and the documentaries for a while now. And now that the festival's coming, they're so excited. Not all of them will be here in the Bay Area to be with all of us, one-on-one. However, they're so excited to be part of this festival, to engage with our audiences. So I do hope, if you participate in CAAMFest, I hope everyone here does. But please feel free to ask questions, reach out to the filmmakers afterwards. They're thrilled. They want to talk to the Bay Area and beyond community. So I hope everyone has fun with this year's festival. We're going to see you in 2021. There's probably some other events going to happen throughout the year, but I'm just excited for our audiences to get to see these beautiful films, the filmmakers to be part of the Bay Area community. And yeah, I hope people have fun with it. Thank you.